Hi, I'm Lisa. I am a breast cancer survivor. Tomorrow marks my 1 year since my last chemo treatment. So just trying to think back everything that happened, and I feel like that I need to put a message out there, tell my story. Maybe it'll help you, someone you love, a friend. There's so much that I learned along the way that I wish I would have knew in 2014 in October when I first felt a lump in my breast. So that October, I felt a lump in my breast, didn't think twice about it. I'm 38 years old. So I go on with my life. November, December, January, I had thrush and I was completely exhausted, just wiped out. I live in Northwest Indiana and it snows a lot here, so I go outside to shovel snow and I almost pass out from just trying to do a little bit of physical exercise. Still didn't click, nothing clicked with me to get checked out by a doctor. So in February 14th, I did another self-breast exam and I felt, oh, that lump is a little bit bigger. So this is what I looked like in November of 2014. And then January 2015, looked nice and healthy. So talked to my doctor about it, go get checked, get a mammogram, schedule for that day. Then they're like, oh, we're going to go ahead and do an ultrasounded guided biopsy. And I'm like, okay, still in the dark about what's going on. And I did go to my mammogram alone. I don't know, it all just happened very fast. And then they tried to explain it could be calcification, it could be something more, but without the biopsy results, they weren't able to tell me that day. However, I did ask for a preliminary report, and I'm glad I didn't read it there. I waited till I got home to read it, and it stated highly suspicious of malignancy, solid mass resembles carcinoma. So I kind of just dropped the paper and came upstairs. My dad was here. Him and I sat at the table and cried together. It was very emotional, so I had to keep in mind it was preliminary, and I had to wait Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before I got results. It was the longest work weekend of my life. So Monday morning rolls around, they call me, they say it's positive for cancer, and then that was the Women's Wellness Center calling, and they went ahead and set up an appointment with an oncologist that I already knew about and a surgeon. So I'm really glad that they did those things for me. I don't think I would have done them that day and got things rolling. So life continued at home. I live with my parents, so they were very supportive of me. And it was extremely hard for my dad because his mom passed away at the age of 42 with ovarian cancer that eventually spread through her whole body. So the next 3 weeks were very hard until I went to surgery. I lasted about another week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at work, and I decided to take a family medical leave. At that time, I had an upper respiratory infection. I realized I had thrush because my immune system was fighting the tumor and not anything else. So I had thrush for 3 months, and I was also anemic. I had to go in and get a few iron infusions, and surgery was postponed because I had an upper respiratory infection. My two sisters, niece, and brother all came up from Florida to spend time with me before I went to surgery, which was really awesome. My one sister actually got to stay for a whole month and be with me, so that was really awesome. To me, surgery was kind of a breeze. I did have, take it back. This is what I looked like the weekend prior to surgery, nice and healthy. And then the day of surgery, this is what I looked like. I had a 2.9 centimeter tumor removed from my right breast. I had lymph nodes removed. That's like right below your armpit. And then I also had a portacath put in, which is an IV access for chemotherapy. So the next 2 weeks went by just healing from that, which wasn't very hard, other than I couldn't lift my arms higher than my ears, so I couldn't wash my hair in the shower. My mom had to help me get dressed. And then I actually went to a salon one day just to get my hair washed and dried and straightened because I physically couldn't do it. And I was so exhausted from being anemic on top of trying to heal. So that was really, really the hardest part about it for me. Here is a picture of about 2 weeks after for the portacath incision healing. It healed very nicely. So that was a year ago, and this is just a little scar left from that. I still have the port. The port healing hurt a lot. It hurt worse than the breast and the lymph nodes. It was very, very tender. So any ladies out there getting that, I suggest you get a pillow if you plan to drive, and just put the pillow right there with like you can sew in like a little strap for it, or you can get, what I did was Velcro. I Velcroed one side of the pillow and one side of the seatbelt, and just attached it from when I would drive. So first day of chemo, I think I slept 1 hour prior to going in. I was very nervous. I knew everything that could happen. So I just went in open-minded. Prior to that, I am a Christian. I gave it all to God. I wasn't stressed out beyond. I was very, very calm, very open to all suggestions. And my parents went with me. First day of chemo, everything was fine. Everything went great. No reactions, nothing. I went back the next day for what's called a white cell booster shot. And you have to stay for half an hour after to make sure that there's no reaction. So the day before chemo, I had to take steroids. It's like an antiemetic and anti-allergic medication that you get so that you don't become nauseated, and it helps with an allergic reaction to the chemo. So it gave me extreme hot flashes. My cheeks would just, I checked the temperature on them. One was 102, one was 104, and then I would just have these hot flashes on top of it. So they gave me the white booster shot, and I didn't realize I was having an allergic reaction to it, but I was. My face started swelling. I couldn't feel it because my cheeks were so hot. So they really do keep a very close eye on you during that. So very quickly they started giving me Benadryl and all the steroid medicines to help with an allergic reaction. It was an anaphylactic reaction. So everything swelled up. And then they monitored me for a while, kept me on oxygen, and this is what I looked like afterwards. You can still see a little bit of swelling in the face. And my dad was there with me, so he just kind of stood by and watched, which was really sad because he couldn't do anything to help me, and that made me really sad. And we both felt kind of helpless during all that, but the nurses were awesome. The doctor came in the room with me. So I did go home that day and I just rested. So the next day they tried a different medication on me, and I decided to go alone, which put me at, I got chemo on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the fourth day after having my first chemo, and I was meeting with Notre Dame. They're doing a trial, a clinical trial for a medication. So before going there, I felt really sick. I felt like I had the flu. I had mouth sores. I had headache. My ears hurt. A little bit of nosebleed, sore throat. All of my muscles hurt. My bones hurt. I was only sleeping 2 hours at a time every few hours. I wasn't eating or drinking very well, so I was very weak. And I went on my own, and I get there, and the Notre Dame, they required blood. So they took about 8 tubes of blood. And then after that, I went to the nurse's station, and they gave me the other booster shot, which was Neupogen. And I instantly reacted. I actually passed out. Then I threw up everywhere. And then when I finally woke up, the doctor was sitting beside me. I was crying. I kept saying I was sorry, I was sorry, I was sorry. They later told me that they couldn't find a pulse. I stopped breathing. So thank God above that, you know, I came back and they rushed me to the emergency room where they gave me more fluid, and that was not a good experience. I work in an emergency department, so I had higher expectations for the one that I did go to. I had such an extreme headache. That's all I wanted was Tylenol. Nothing for pain, nothing. I wasn't asking for anything. I just wanted some Tylenol, and they didn't even give that to me. So terrible experience there. But anyway, so the next few days were pretty rough. So no booster shot involved for me. I was allergic to the 2 that they gave me, which meant that it wiped out my immune system. So if my neutrophils would have gotten any lower, I would have been hospitalized. So for the next week, I had to practically live in a bubble. I didn't go outside, didn't go in public. If I did, I had to wear a mask, which wasn't worth it to me. I couldn't eat like anything uncooked, like lunch meat, anything that I couldn't peel fruit or vegetable-wise. I couldn't eat that. I couldn't shave my legs. I couldn't shave anything. I couldn't clip my fingernails, my toenails, nothing like that. I had to sanitize my room, make sure everything was super clean. We have dogs living in the house, so I made sure they got a bath and were clean from coming in and outside the best that we could, so that I didn't get sick, because I would have been hospitalized and it could have been fatal. So that was a lot to take in my first week of chemotherapy. So about 2 weeks after that, this is what came out in the shower. This was after washing my hair. So I decided it's time. I am not going to wait around for it to fall out in clumps and fall out on my pillow and wait for it. Losing my hair was not a huge deal to me. You know, saving my life was. So I just asked my dad just to shave it off. So the next day, I woke up early in the morning. I asked Dad to shave it. He did. I do have pictures of that, but not from my phone, from my camera, so I haven't printed them out. But he was very, very upset doing it. I wasn't. I just wanted it done. And he kept saying, Lisa, I'm not gouging these spots. They're bald spots that are already here. And I said, I know, Dad. I could feel them. You know, I could see them, the handfuls of hair that were coming out. But I'm so glad that I did it and just got it over with. So, is bald beautiful? I don't know. I guess it's on the eye of the beholder. I certainly didn't like the look. Still don't like the look. But I had a lot of support from a lot of friends and family. And I just went with it. I wear scarves. I wore wigs. Wigs are very hot. On top of all the hot flashes, I didn't wear them very often. Just to let all you ladies know that are going through this, there are some family that are going to be there for you 110%. Literally anything you ask of them, they'll do. Other family members, if you had issues with them before, like which happened to me, they weren't there for me at all through any of it. I had some family that completely wrote me off because friends of mine did fundraisers online, and they just felt like I was asking for money, and I have insurance and it should pay for all of it. They have no idea how expensive it is to get chemo, all the doctor visits, all the blood draws. Once you start chemotherapy, you get a blood draw every other week to make sure that your immune system's okay, your white blood cells okay, your hemoglobin's okay, which mine was low in the beginning, which I told you, and I had to get infusions, iron infusions to build that back up. And then, you know, just every office visit is a cost. Surgery is a cost. So I'm just telling you now, those friends and family that don't want to be involved and be a positive influence in your life, just let it go. You don't have the time or the energy to worry about people that don't want to be there for you, because there are enough people to cover those that don't. I have had the most awesome supportive team, and you know who you are, and I love you all. I love you all so much. And you have no idea what an impact you had on my life day to day. Just to send a text message, just to say, hey, I was thinking about you, or do you want to go to lunch, or you know, I bought a scarf for you, or a bracelet, or you know, just any kind of positive influence that you can get, just hold on to it. It goes a long way. So, you know, in the beginning, I had all these people giving me pink ribbons, and I just didn't feel like I earned them. And then, you know, once chemo was finished, I think I earned every single one of them. And I even got a necklace from Anonymous Fan Club with a very nice letter and some money to pay it forward to someone else who is in need. And I most certainly did that. And I wear it every day very close to me. So my dad also shaved his head. So we were bald together. His grew back much faster. So that was really awesome to me. And this is my first wig. I went really long and really beautiful, and I loved it, and I felt really great in it. So the 1 week out of the 3 weeks, I would feel really good. I would go out to lunch with family or friends. During chemo, I had thrush every second week, so I couldn't eat most foods. I would eat plain potatoes or ramen noodles because you can flavor them to your liking. I remember eating spaghetti once, and it tasted just like a spoonful of oregano, and trying to drink water was really, really hard. So I went to the office a lot to get infusions so I didn't stay dehydrated, and constipation was a real big issue as well. And chemo just really takes a toll on your brain. My eyes would water, the headaches, the nosebleeds, sore throats, upset stomach, my bones hurt, my muscles hurt, I have neuropathy now. I never want to go through those things again, but just keep in mind that, you know, your doctor is right there at your side for anything that happens, and you can feel secure knowing that those nurses know how to treat you. They know how to react, they know what to do, they're trained for it. So if you're going for chemo, just feel comfort in knowing that. So this is my Team Lisa shirt that my friends for me at work made and raised for me while I was out of work for 5 months. And this was one of the pictures I posed to support everyone who was supporting me. So thank you all for that also. Let me see if I can get that in there just a little bit. And this is the one and only picture I took during chemo, and it is the last day of chemo, which would be June 24th, 2015, which is 1 year anniversary tomorrow. So it's just not something I want to remember forever. So just one picture of that. And this is 4 days after chemo, and I am nice and swollen, and the one chemo medication that I got caused swelling in the neck, the arms, the abdomen, and let me tell you, everything was just one size. And it was miserable, and trying to find something to eat and be happy and stay positive. And it was really hard, really difficult, and the whole body image issue is still a factor today. Losing my hair, losing my reproductive system, and your doctors will talk to you about that and encourage therapy or support systems. Breast cancer support teams are out there if you need to talk to someone. I was fortunate enough during my treatment, after the second treatment, that I had a mutual friend on Facebook, and him and I became friends, and he had already been through lymphoma once and went through chemo. So I would question him endlessly about how I was feeling, and if this is happening, that's happening, is it normal? We met in person, we've been friends ever since, and I just adore you, Ray. Thank you so much for making it easier for me to lean on you. He has now beat lymphoma twice, so woo! This is about June 29th, and it is the first scarf hat that I bought, and I absolutely loved it. It came in so handy because I was going to Florida, and I didn't want my scalp to burn. I was feeling a lot better. It's a big difference what 4 days will make. That swollen beast of a woman to that. Yay, happy girl. This is the day that me and my niece walked up and down the streets of Valpo, store to store. We went out to eat, we had some fun, and then we got ready to go to Florida together to visit family before I went back to work. I spent 5 months at home, so I really needed to get out, and I'm sure my parents enjoyed the break as well. Love you. This is my nieces in Florida. They were 5 and 7 at the time. doing my hair and makeup. They drew hair on me out of mascara. I just let them go to town and have fun with it. I loved it. My family in Florida, absolutely wonderful support. I love you all. Thanks for taking me to the beach. Even though I reacted to the sun, it was still a lot of fun. This is me and my sister. She has what's called a halo wig, and it just goes around the sides and the back of your hair, which the top of your hair is supposed to cover so it blends. We went a little different with it, just threw on a hat, had some fun. I did a little video dancing with it, and I had a blast with that. This is me leaving Florida. I still look a little swollen. Once I got back, I actually got checked for a DVT. I had so much swelling and fluid retention in my legs and arms, abdomen, my face. So big changes, big difference. And then this was me like 2 days after I got back from Florida for my checkup with the oncologist. Everything went great. That's the day I went to the hospital to get ruled out for a DVT, which I did. So as of today, I am I am 13 months out of when I shaved my head. So you can see there's a little bit of, it's real thin up here on top, but the bangs, if I pull out the curl, are actually pretty long. But it curls up on its own. I'm pretty happy about it. It's really thick in the back. I know that I researched a lot about hair, so I wanted to let the ladies know out there worrying about it that, you know, it does grow back. And sometimes thicker, thinner, but I'm still hopeful that it's going to grow back in the front for me, and I just go with it and deal with it. But if you find a lump, if you have family history, just get it checked out. And you know, I was very lucky that they caught it, well, I caught it early enough that it was just to take the tumor out, do chemo and radiation, which I'm going to do another video of radiation, get some pictures done. I just remember when I was going through all of it, I did a lot of yoga to keep the range of motion in the arm that I had the lymph nodes taken out of. And I did a lot of yoga meditation, just for peace of mind. It's so hard. The simplest things in life that you think about become a challenge. Or I remember my first week trying to walk outside in the sun, and it hurt so much to walk, but I had to. I just kept pushing and pushing, and I was so jealous of everyone in the sun, enjoying the sun. And I used to run, and all I thought about was running in the sun again. So it's the really small things in life that we take for granted, and I mean we all, because I did before this happened to me. So just, if you're in the beginning of all of this, just remember, let those who want to be there and friends and family support you, let them be there. Those that don't, just let it go. You don't have time or energy to focus on them. I don't know how strongly I can reiterate that. Your hair will grow back, so don't let that be the biggest issue for you. Just find fun things to do. I found humor in healing, and it works for me. And, you know, reach out to different people. You know, try not to focus on the same person to give all your problems to, because they can't handle it all, just like you can't handle it all. So I hope that this has helped someone out there, and feel free to leave me a message, and if I have anything to offer, I will be happy to do that. And keep your faith in God, as I have through all of this, and the right people will come through for you. God bless.